In a near-uncontrollable event in Tampa, Florida, thousands of BTS fans stormed the area around Jin, causing an alarming security situation. In that critical moment, a surprising move came from Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, who went straight to the field to make sure his sang Hyung was not in danger. "I don't want him to get hurt," Jungkook told one of HYB's staff in a stern tone. This statement has now become a touching symbol of solidarity, but it also begs the question, how bad was Jin's security situation that Jungkook felt the need to intervene on his own? This incident occurred moments after Jin completed his official schedule in Tampa. The area of the local airport and the hotel where Jin was staying was suddenly surrounded by thousands of soldiers who wanted to see his idol in person. Videos spread across various platforms such as TikTok and Twitter showed a near-chaotic situation. Screaming fans pushed safety fences to overwhelmed HYB security staff. But what caught the most attention was the moment when Jungkook emerged from one of the vehicles and walked quickly towards Jin, who looked confused because the exit was completely closed by the crowd. Jungkook's seemingly emotional and determined move not only caught the public's eye, but also raised many questions. Had HYB really failed in designing a security system worthy of an artist of Jin's caliber? And why should Jungkook personally intervene? Does this indicate that protection from the agency is no longer reliable? According to an internal source who did not want to be named, Jungkook was not originally scheduled to appear at the location. But after hearing Jin's situation in Tampa was deteriorating, he asked the team to bring him to the scene. He didn't say much. Just one sentence. "I can't be silent," said the staff. Jungkook's actions sparked widespread reaction from the army and the media. Some took it as clear evidence of a deep emotional connection between BTS members. Yet others question whether HYB relies too much on the narrative of member closeness to mask the unpreparedness of their management system. A strong reaction also emerged from among South Korean media analysts, who called this event a point of failure of the artist's risk management. When an idol has to be protected by a fellow idol, it's a sign that the security system is not working as it should, said a Seoul entertainment industry analyst. Not a few have criticized HYB's actions because they are considered more focused on content documentation and media exposure than the safety of their artists in the field. This event also sparked a wave of discussion on online forums such as Weverse and X, formerly Twitter. Many fans expressed their concern for Jin, especially after news emerged that his hand had been pulled by one of the fans in the chaos. Although not seriously injured, Jin reportedly felt very disturbed emotionally as a result of the incident. The fact that a star of Jin's class had to face a compromising situation in the official schedule was something that could not be taken lightly. What makes this event even more interesting is how HYB responded. Until this article was taken down, the agency had not issued an official statement regarding Jungkook's involvement at the site. They released only a brief statement stating that "We are conducting an internal evaluation regarding the security of artists in Tampa." But the vagueness and slowness of this response has fueled even more speculation. Is HYB trying to reduce the impact of the media, or is it just not ready to face public pressure that demands transparency? We also have to admit that this incident shows two sides of the reality of the global entertainment world. One side is full of glittering highlights and fan euphoria, but the other side shows how fragile the system that stands behind it is. When the madness of the masses is not professionally controlled, the life and safety of an artist can be threatened. But in the midst of all the chaos, Jungkook teaches an important lesson about loyalty and courage. In the pressure and dangerous crowd, he acts not as an idol, but as a caring human being. "I don't want him to get hurt" wasn't a dramatic line for the media. It was a statement that reflected BTS' true values as a family, not just a music group. However, we as viewers and consumers of information also have a responsibility. It should be emphasized that most of the information in this article comes from amateur video footage, social media uploads, and some on-site witness confessions. That is, its correctness still needs to be further verified. In the digital age as it is now, it is very easy for a narrative to turn into a myth simply because of its sheer virality. Is it true that Jungkook acted spontaneously, or is this part of HYB's strategic narrative designed to form a heroic image? It is these questions that should prompt us to think more critically. Is what we watch on social media a reality, or just part of a big production called the entertainment industry? Are Jungkook's actions proof of genuine affection, or is there a manipulative element behind them? And most importantly, why would a management as big as HYB be caught off guard when it comes to fundamentals like artist safety? We invite you, readers and armies around the world, to reflect on this. Don't just stick to the narrative that is proffered without question. Reflect every impression, news, and statement with critical reasoning. The entertainment world needs the support of fans, but it also needs a critical voice that can maintain a balance between euphoria and ethics. And if you want to keep abreast of the latest developments about Jin, Jungkook, and BTS, as well as in-depth analysis around the reality of the K-pop entertainment industry, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Your support will help us deliver sharper, credible, and relevant news for the global community. The situation that occurred in Tampa quickly developed into a global discussion, not only because of Jin and Jungkook's involvement, but because of the emergence of a big question that accompanies this narrative. Is it true that all this happened the way it is? Or is there a narrative deliberately formed to arouse public emotion and sympathy, as already mentioned? Most of the information regarding Jin's siege incident by fans, as well as Jungkook's actions, came directly from viral video snippets on TikTok, speculative uploads on Twitter, as well as footage from unofficial YouTube channels. Can we accept this as absolute truth? Or is this just part of a virality mechanism designed to strengthen BTS's image as a group that is not only professional on stage, but also has genuine emotional closeness among its members? It is worth highlighting that in the era of digital algorithms like today, the line between fact and sensation is increasingly blurred. Dramatically edited videos, emotionally polished written narratives, and deliberate snippets of images can form erroneous public perceptions. The question is, do we as viewers just become passive consumers of this kind of information? Or is it time we asked, who exactly benefits from this news? And are our emotions being strategically mobilized? A number of parties considered that Jungkook's action to intervene was purely a reflection of his sense of responsibility and compassion. But not a few suspect that this could be part of HYB's narrative engineering to restore sympathy after some criticism regarding the handling of concerts, artist security, and internal management in recent times. Do you believe that an agency as big as HYB would let their artists be in unsafe situations without preparation? Or is it a dramatic moment that is deliberately shown to build the story? Besides, is it true that Jin had experienced physical disturbances due to the crowd? Until now, there is no official medical statement or valid documentation explaining Jin's condition after the incident. So, we need to ask, is the information about Jin's hand that fans pulled is a verified fact, or is it just opinion-driven from a source whose credibility cannot be tested? Furthermore, if Jungkook really felt worried in private, why didn't the agency immediately issue an official statement as a form of transparency to the public? The delay, or even the absence of an official response from HYB, actually fueled wild speculation. Are they preparing a follow-up narrative? Does this indicate unpreparedness for the crisis? Or worse, do they allow wild opinions to flourish for the sake of creating a viral effect? This phenomenon raises broader questions about the role of agency in shaping perceptions. In the South Korean entertainment industry, the creation of emotional moments is not new. Since the early Hallyu Wave era, Narratives of closeness, sacrifice, and caring among idol group members have become a systematically marketed commodity. So, are we witnessing a heartfelt moment or the latest episode of an emotional marketing strategy? We do not claim that all this is engineering. But precisely because there is that possibility, we as a wise public and audience must dare to question, not just accept. We must be able to distinguish between empathy that arises from reality and empathy that is created through narration. Don't let algorithms or popularity dictate what we consider to be the truth. Moreover, when our main source of information comes from social media, which technically does not go through a rigorous process of editorial, verification, or journalistic responsibility, here comes the importance of a skeptical and reflective attitude. Why are we so quick to believe? Why are we so easily carried away by the flow of emotions without verification? We invite you all to dive deeper into this phenomenon. Ask yourself, do I see the entire information in its entirety or just from short video snippets? Can my news source be verified for credibility? Are my emotions while reading or watching this utilized to form certain perceptions? Is it possible that this is just part of a narrative packaging strategy tailored to lift the popularity and loyalty of the fan base? It is also important to remember that the Korean entertainment industry, including BTS and HYB, has great power in managing global perceptions. They are able to create moments, build narratives, and influence millions of people in a short time. Therefore, never feel guilty for doubting. Precisely in that doubt, you show maturity as a spectator and consumer of the media in a world where virality can overpower reality. Being critical is a revolutionary act. Let's make this moment not just a talking point, but a turning point to realize how important verification, context, and awareness of information are. Do not get caught up in euphoria. Do not be lulled by empathy that is not necessarily unfounded. Finally, if you want to keep getting updates on facts, sharp analysis, and critical reflections regarding the world of BTS and the global entertainment industry as a whole, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Not just to keep up with the news, but to be part of a community that thinks, not just feels.